Hi everyone, this is episode 1, part 3, where we apply the principles of design we learned in part 1 and the practice we had in part 2 with designing a logo to actually building a web page. So, like last part, we're going to be using a particular website to help build our own website. This one is called Wix, it's free, and it has a lot of great help built in for beginners. So perhaps you already have an established website on another platform, and that's fine. If you don't want to use Wix, I think this episode is still useful because there's a lot of things that can carry over. And again, we're going to be using Wix as kind of the platform that underlies the principles that we looked at before for website design. So stay tuned if you're not using Wix. If you are, that's great too. But if you aren't using Wix, also tell us at the workshop so that we can help you interact with your specific platform as well. So let's plunge in. As usual, go to wix.com and click Start Now. And that's how you sign up. Click Start Now, you'll be taken to a pane where it says log in, but if you don't have an account, which you wouldn't at the time, click login. Click sign up. And you enter all that in, and then you will be signed up. I'll click login for now. And you'll get information about upgrading and all that, and then things that are specific to a site if you have a site already. But you won't so far, so just click on here and then click templates. And that will take you to what sort of website do you want to create. So this is one thing that's really nice about Wix. As I was saying, they have a lot of help for beginners. And so these templates are websites that other people have done and have uploaded to Wix. And so they have lots of different categories, as you can see, and I'd encourage you to browse through all the different types. They even have a few for churches. So you can go to Wix Editor. And you can see all the different categories. If you go down to community and education, you will see a few church websites. So this is an urban church. There is also church, which is actually the one that 3Ps is using. You can click into the next. They have 5 different ones, variety of different things. They have a few more church websites if you continue clicking. Such as traditional church, church site, community church, but you don't have to use a church template to build your website. That's just an option. The kind of an advantage of using one of those things is you'll already have some images that might be useful for your site and all that, but you might really like the design of, say, Therapy Centre, or even if you go into some of the photography ones or anything really, you might see something that you find pretty. Yeah, so it really depends on what you want for your website. But I would suggest do a lot of browsing, but yeah, just like I say, please do look at some of the church ones just so that you can see how other people have used Wix to make a church website, but don't feel obliged to stick to those. So another nice thing about these, I'm going to go back to one of the church websites, is the fact that, as you see, you can edit and view. So you're not committing right away to a site. You can just click view and you will see it, and then if you decide that this is the one that you like, you go up to the top and click edit. Back for a second from one of these church websites. You can also use a blank template. Let's see, go back. So blank templates. And there's a variety of levels of blankness, so to speak, so you can do an absolutely blank page. You can do things like, they won't include any stock images for you, it's just some boxes for you to put content into. So there's a variety of these as well. But I'd say that it would be good at this point to work from a template, just because sometimes it's a little bit difficult to get ideas from a blank page. So you might think back to when you were last in university or school, trying to write an essay when you just have this blank page in front of you is quite intimidating. So sometimes it's nice to just have something to work with, just because it gives you material to play with. So yeah. So again, let's go back to one of the church website templates. Before you start editing, there's a few, you have to have a period of reflection for yourself. Again, think about what you've liked that you've seen on some of the templates, what you haven't, and how this will apply to your church. So what does your church website need to have? What is on the site that might be nice to have but might not be developed yet? Just other things. Think about what your church specifically needs. So once that's done, it's time to start creating. So you can click edit, and again, just nice here, the price is free, like everything on this program. So you'll be entered into the website editor. Okay, so now you can try creating a home page. So like I said before, lots of things already on the page, but you don't feel obliged to use any of it. Just what is going to actually be useful for your parish. So again, the home page is branding central, where you quickly show the user what your site is about and what your church is about. So make sure that you're clear about these things. Get your logo on the top, say the church name, maybe the denomination, make a clear menu bar where all of the pages that you are going to have on your website are displayed, but at the same time, don't forget that you don't want to overwhelm the reader. So some things that this site here is doing well is they say the name of the church very clearly, very large. They have a little logo right here. It's kind of hard to see from behind these, but it's a logo of hands and a halo. And something nice about it is it's moving. Yeah, yeah. So, and again, one other nice thing about it is you see this very clear toolbar with all the pages on it. So, also let me introduce the concept of screen fills, or the area of the page that is seen on a screen at a time. So for us, that's this, the limits of the screen that you see, but obviously the page continues past that. So one thing that a lot of Wix sites do that mightn't be particularly wise is you see there's very many screen fills on this page. And another thing that is slightly problematic about this is that there's this big image that fills the screen, and studies have suggested that when people see a big image such as this, they might think that where the image ends is the end of the website. Of course, there's something that suggests otherwise is this little arrow down here which says there is more content, but that's something that perhaps you might be familiar with. You might just think it's a little triangle. But what you want to make sure, both in terms of screen fills and page length, is that you're not overwhelming the reader, and you're not making them think that the page ends when it doesn't. So again, keep in mind, maybe keep your images smaller than a typical screen fill, and don't include too much content on one page. Another thing is your most important content should be on the first screen fill. Just again, branding, let your reader know exactly what they're getting as quickly as possible, and intelligibly as possible. And again, if they do mistake the bottom of the image for the bottom of the page, you want them to still get what you want them to see on that page. And also, some people mightn't be bothered scrolling past the first screen fill. So again, you want your first screen fill not only to have all the information that you want a reader to understand, but also it has to be eye-catching so that they want to stay on the page. Okay, but then, despite what I was saying before about the length of pages, you do want to make sure that you do have all your content first of all, and second of all, that if you do have a lot of content, you don't want this menu bar to become too crowded either. So you might have to create a balance between length of pages and amount of pages within your website. So again, with the concept of not overwhelming people, and back to branding again, you want to keep things consistent and simple. So use 1 or 2 fonts, don't use background images that overwhelm the text, don't be too wordy. So one thing again that you might ask yourself about Wix sites, sometimes the background image is quite attention grabbing, and you'll want to make sure to find ways that use images so that they're, well, to use a metaphor, like salt. Other things like colour and typography can fit into this as well. So with salt, it brings out the flavour of what you're cooking, but it's not the content itself. And if you put too much salt, it's overwhelming. So with things like images, like I said, colour and typography, you want to make sure that they're enhancing what you have, but not drawing attention away from it. Make sure that the things that you're putting in are bringing something that's not already there, but in a secondary way. And then just in terms of some practical things, how to edit, if you click on the text, you'll see it says edit text, and it will open up an editing box. So you can choose theme, font, size, effects, all these different options. And as I said before, it can be so much choice that you end up just wanting to change everything. But again, 1 or 2 fonts, keep it simple, keep it easy for the reader to remember. And again, here is the logo. If you want to upload an image such as this, first you can click change image, and then you have images that you've already uploaded, but if it's a new site you mightn't have new images. Again, there are some free images that you can use from Wix, another image site that they have, but as you see it's discounted prices, it's not free. So again, next week we'll be talking about things like stock images, so free images to use online. But then you'll already have had a logo that you made, so here's ours, and say you wanted to upload a new one. You can either use this to upload your images, or you can simply drag images over. So say I wanted to upload this, the new logo that we made last time. I will just take it and drag it onto the page, if it lets me. Okay, so it's finally uploaded that. You take what you want to upload, what you want to put up, and there it appears. So one thing to notice is the logo we have and the template don't exactly go together. So this is, again, a bit more traditional, and this is modern. So that's a way to check yourself. Does your logo and your site go together? Okay, so now with these few tips, I'll leave you to explore Wix for yourself and evaluate your templates. Also feel free to see some sites in practice. Use Google and browse good, not so good sites. Maybe the not so good sites would like to use our programme. But anyway, see what's working for living actual parishes. So we'll be playing with Wix. Make sure to bring some brainstorming ideas, and I'll see you there.